What would emerge would be the liturgical reforms of exorcism in 1614, specifically the creation of the modern exorcism ritual in the Roman ritual, which was itself much more based on medieval texts and the foundations of minor exorcism associated with baptism. This is incredibly important because it was a clear rejection of the more quasi-magical rituals promulgated over there by the Franciscans. However, it shouldn't be thought that the 1614 ritual was just imposed upon all Catholics the worldwide. Indeed, these more magical manuals would continue to be printed, even though some of them would eventually end up on the Index of Prohibited Books. Yeah, exorcism manuals often got forbidden by the church because they were just magic. The 1614 ritual did maintain the need for the moral and spiritual purity of the exorcist, something not even really required for administering the sacrament of baptism, and thus elevated an otherwise lowly position in the priesthood of the church to something of a spiritual hero fighting demons. Guidelines were then laid out to protect the energumen or the possessed person, especially from overly intrusive or frankly downright abusive exorcisms, but also the exorcist was not to engage in non-essential dialogue with the possessing demon. You couldn't ask them what their favorite color was. By the way, that's advice from 1614 that modern exorcists still happily ignore to this day. It did allow for the possibility of bewitchment and the ritual destruction of bewitching elements, however. The exorcistic prayers were far more traditional